Hey guys, I'm still here in Europe, but I decided it was finally time for me to make a video talking about some of the things. I wish you guys could see me right now. I've never recorded a video like this with my phone. I look like a fucking idiot. I have no idea what I'm doing. Should I just hold it out like this? I don't know. All right, but I figured it was finally time to talk about some things going on around the NBA, right? We're 24 hours away from the start of free agency. Shit is already crazy. We've already seen some crazy trades. Love that trade for Denver. I know Monte Morris is good, but Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he's going to fit in like a glove on that team. DeJounte Murray trade, oh my God, what a get for the Atlanta Hawks. Great move on their part. Trae Young, DeJounte Murray backcourt. That's disgusting. Listen, let's just go ahead and cut to the chase, right? We want to talk about the Jalen Brunson situation. I'm scared. I'm terrified. Okay, I'm scared and I'm terrified a lot of the times about a lot of things, about pretty much everything. I'm scared of pretty much everything. This thing in particular, I'm super scared of, guys. It sounds like, as of the time I'm recording this, it sounds like Jalen Brunson is going to be a member of the New York Knicks. And, I mean, if you were to ask me right after the season ended, I would have told you 85 to 95% chance Jalen Brunson was going to be on the team next year. No doubt about it. As time went on, especially after the draft. Everyone's talking about Jalen Brunson getting the team to sign his jersey in the exit interviews. I don't give a shit about that. After the draft, when the Knicks were, moving players and picks in order to shed salary, this is so shaky. I'm so sorry for this quality. It's horrible. But anyways, my finger's blocking the camera. This is a disaster. Anyways, it was kind of obvious then. Like my hopes and my expectations went down dramatically after that. This is so bad. Anyways, we're obviously Mavs Twitter is in complete and total shambles. It's some of the worst I've ever seen it. The negativity is unreal. I'll talk about later in a bit why, losing Jalen Brunson would suck, but not the end of the world for me. But everyone's trying to point the finger, right? Everyone's trying to who's to blame for this? Who's to blame for Jalen Brunson leaving? Donnie Nelson, Mark Cuban, Nico Harrison, Luka. I mean, everybody is to blame for this, right? For me, listen, here's the thing, right? Hindsight, it's always 2020. I don't want there to be any revisionist history about the way things were a year ago from this time, right? Jalen Brunson was coming off of a disaster class of a postseason performance, a postseason series against the Clippers, a series in which Jalen Brunson plays decently. They probably win the series if we're just being honest. And, nobody was really confident in signing him at that time. So we can do the hindsight game then, but it didn't really make sense for the Mavs to extend him then. Just see what happens this upcoming season. Maybe you trade him, or maybe he plays great and you extend him, right? That was the mindset, and I respected that. I agreed with that, okay? And then the January, right, mid-season, there was still reports that Jalen Brunson was willing to sign that 4 years, $55 million contract. The Mavs didn't do it for one reason or another, and now we're here. Obviously, if the reports are true that Brunson was willing to sign that in January, that was obviously a fuck up. Jalen Brunson would have outplayed that contract immediately, like within weeks. But we didn't sign it for one reason or another. I think my working theory is that the Mavs were legitimately shopping him. And obviously, if you sign him to that extension, then you wouldn't have been able to trade him. Like, that's just my theory. The Mavs were legitimately shopping him around the league to see what they could get. And because of that, they didn't offer him extension. And by the time the trade deadline passed, Brunson was like, no, fuck you. I don't want to sign this extension anymore. Either way, it doesn't matter, right? Luka to blame. I mean, that's just nonsense, right? That's unreal. Mark Cuban, nobody wants to play with Mark Cuban. That's probably true, right? Mark Cuban's broke. Yeah, I did hear from somebody that the NFT market crash really fucked him over, man. He had a collection of bored apes and smart snakes that really went under. And because of that, he just can't get the funds to pay the luxury tax. That's just what I'm hearing from a source. I'm not entirely sure. I can't confirm that or not, right? I'm just in Europe, guys. I don't know anything about anything. Where's I even going with this? Oh, yeah, anyways, I'm not really interested in playing the blame game currently. I'm just not. I'm mainly focused on what the hell this team can do now because things change dramatically. Now, if you would have asked me, because there's 5 minutes before I started recording this, there was a report that Jalen Brunson's still holding meetings. He's going to hold meetings with the Knicks, with the Mavs, and with the Heat. That's just a random one, I guess. The Heat are in on this now. And that's getting, God bless Mavs fans, that's getting the optimism back up a little bit. The shit's over. He's going to the Knicks, okay? It's either the Knicks and Brunson's like, all right, let's have a meeting with some other teams just in case the NBA thinks some tampering was going on, which, yes, there was clear and obvious fucking tampering. Some of the worst tampering I've ever seen, whatever, who cares? Either that or, he's just doing the right thing by giving his old team one last chance to make a pitch. Either way, Brunson's more than likely gone. So what is the next plan? Because if Brunson had signed, I would have told you that the Mavs are probably not doing anything else this offseason, right? They've already got out and got Christian Wood. That was a big get. They bring back Jalen Brunson. They're probably just going to use their taxpayer exemption and go out and get a wing or something. And then they would have won the offseason. It would have been a great offseason, and we would move into next season happy and ready to go. Now, I don't know what the hell you do. I don't know. You have to get busy. That's the thing. Like, if Brunson, if things go how they look like they're going to go and Brunson leaves, you have to get active immediately. You got to do something big, whether that's go out and get another player via trade or set yourself up in the future. I know we don't want to hear that. Because Mavs have been doing that for years and it never fucking works. But it might be your best option. You know, you could do some shedding of salary, right? You could take on 1-year deals. I'm thinking about a certain guy in Los Angeles. Right? You could trade some of your longer contracts and set yourself up in a position where you could have, I think the Mavs, if they play right, could have something like $30 to $40 million to spend next offseason. I know we don't want to hear that because they've been doing that forever. But at this point, I mean, what the hell do? You don't have money, right? Jalen Brunson's gone. You need to go get a secondary ball handler. Goran Dragic, his knees are made out of sandpaper. That's not going to work, nor is it going to last, nor is it something the Mavs should really be relying on. So I don't really care about Goran Dragic. Goran Dragic should be the 3rd or 4th ball handler on our team, right? Jaden Hardy, who I like a lot, great pick. I watched. There's a video out there you guys should find. Maybe I'll link it if I remember. I will not remember, but you can just search it yourself. It was like an hour-long film session of Jaden Hardy, just, his full possessions and stuff like that. I like this kid a lot. I really do. I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on him. And I'll be real, when it comes to Mavs drafts, I don't drink the Kool-Aid that often. Tyrell Terry, I kind of saw it. Tyler Bay, I didn't see it at all. Mavs fans were like super geeked up about him. Even Josh Green, I was like, yeah, okay, whatever, we'll see. But something about this kid, I just think he's got something. He's got something. It's not going to be next year, though. So if Brunson leaves, the backup option can't be, your second-round rookie, right? But I think a year, 2 years from now, you're really going to get something out of him. I wish you guys could see what I look like right now. I mean, filming videos like this is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever done. All right, Goran Dragic, he's not an option. You look around at some of the free agent point guards, the affordable ones on the taxpayer exemption. It's not pretty, guys. It's not pretty. That's what I'm saying. There might have to be a trade. You might have to swing for a trade. Would I have loved to see the Mavs get DeJounte Murray? Oh, my God, yes. But it just wouldn't make sense for the Mavs. They don't have the pieces, right? The Hawks, that trade's amazing for them. You give up a couple of first-round picks, and you don't lose any of your young players, so you still even have some room to go get more players. Incredible get for the Hawks. But the Mavs obviously don't have the pieces for that. They don't have the pieces for much. That's what I'm saying. Brunson leaving is horrible, but I will say this. I'm happy the Mavs have a walkaway number. I don't think Brunson's a max player. I don't think Brunson's a $30 million player. So for the Mavs to say, you know what, Brunson, enjoy New York City, man. We're just not going to pay you that much money. I'm okay with that. You can't let your terrible contracts and horrible contracts signed by previous regimes hold you prisoner for the rest of your franchise's history. Like, we can't keep going and giving out bad fucking contracts because we don't have money to do anything else. So we have to bring back these guys even if it's an overpay, right? No, you just shouldn't do that. And I agree. I don't think Brunson's worth $30 million if that's what the Knicks are going to give him. Even then, it sounds like it's more like close to $25 million, which $25 million, I could see. I could see the Mavs doing that. I wouldn't be that angry about it. But for one reason or another, Jalen Brunson doesn't seem to care, and he's going to go to the Knicks. I think it'll be a great get for the Knicks. I've seen Knicks fans are very it's very 50-50. I think as time's worn on, it seems more and more apparent that Jalen Brunson is going there. They're warming up to the idea, but I think it'll be a really nice get for him. It'd be their best point guard since Raymond Felton. Like, the point guard pool for New York Knicks history is bleak. Jalen Brunson would immediately be one of the better ones, and it's just a nice get, man. People talk about it being his contract year, like a fluke season. I don't see that at all. You watch the dude play, it doesn't seem like that. He's not a streaky shooter. He doesn't rely on inefficient shots. He's a very efficient player, gets to his spots, knows exactly what he's doing offensively, and I don't see that changing. He's just a smart player, right? That's who he's always been, and he's just progressively gotten better because of that. So I think he will continue to get better. Wouldn't be surprised at all if Jalen Brunson's an all-star at some point, but it's unfortunately not going to be for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, the reasons for Jalen Brunson leaving, do I put any stock in it being the Luka thing? No, I really don't. That doesn't make any sense. Jalen Brunson's usage numbers are right up there with number twos. So that kind of leads you to think maybe Jalen Brunson wants to be the number one on the team. Maybe. RJ Barrett's still there. Jalen Brunson's better than RJ Barrett. I'm just going to tell you straight up, Knicks fans, right now. Not Julius Randle. Jalen Brunson is better than RJ Barrett. And Julius Randle's still there, who's an absolute black hole in offense. And his usage rate is disgusting. Okay? So I don't know if that's what it is for Brunson. To me, it just seems like he wants to be in New York playing with his dad. That's just it. Playing with his dad, playing with a team that is coached or assistant coached by his father. That just seems to be what it is. And the Mavs can't offer that. So at a certain point, you just have to say, you know what? We've done what we could do at this point, right? Obviously, yes, we didn't offer him the extension, or we didn't offer him the extension when he wanted it. And in hindsight, that was a bad decision. But at this point, there's not much else we can do. So Jalen Brunson more likely is going to be a New York Knick. That's heartbreaking to me. Wing options. Let's just talk about some of the other stuff the Mavs can do now with their taxpayer exemption. Seems like Isaiah Hartenstein might be out there. I would still love to get him even after the Christian Wood edition. Goran Dragic. It seems like he's going to be a Maverick. That better be a vet min. If that's anything other than that, I am furious. Okay, if Jaden Hardy is signed to the exemption, I am furious. Okay, let me just get that out right. Okay, wing-wise, there's going to be some names out there. Victor Oladipo is available. Mo Bamba, I know he's not a wing, he's a big, but Mo Bamba is going to be unrestricted. Dante DiVincenzo is now unrestricted. I mean, those are some names that I'm kind of interested in, right? The Mavs, it's not going to be an all-star level player, but they got to hit on this. I mean, the Jalen Brunson thing has thrown everything out of whack. Mavs fandom is in complete and total disarray. I'm in complete and total disarray. We'll see. I'll probably make a video tomorrow, right? The start of free agency, if anything crazy happens. But until then, man, where did we go wrong? A lot of different places.